Yeah, so I'm not really gonna put none on the screen because I can't think of what to put. So I'm just gonna be showing this, so just gonna have to deal with it. And I try to keep my volume up in my videos, but I know every once in a while some people complain about the volume's a little low. It's just the way my phone is. I'd have to get a special headset and some adapter and a cord, or use the computer to do it with a headset, and I just can't be bothered. This ain't no professional production, and I appreciate y'all, you know, taking the patience to deal with this. So if it's a little low, just turn the volume up as you're about to listen to this masterpiece. So, I was thinking the other day, and I should have done it, this video, because it's better when I do it off the cuff. I don't script my shit, and I hardly ever make notes or outlines, and that's the best content. So I was thinking back to, when I used to go out, uh, and be messing with single mothers, right? Yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that when I was younger. Y'all wouldn't believe some of the things. So like, and it really, really got me how some of them will, like, say they got like one child or whatever. Usually the child would be like anywhere between a toddler, or maybe 7 years old or something. And you meet them somewhere, whether it's on online or a chat line or in person somewhere, and you're texting this person back and forth, which I hate. Texting people, I hate messaging and I hate texting, and there's a reason why, and I'll tell you in a second. So you're texting this person, or maybe you're talking on the phone, and it's like, so let's just say you've been doing this off and on for a couple of weeks, and let's just say that within those 2 or 3 weeks, you've probably met this person and actually went somewhere with them once or twice. And it's like, it seemed like by the third or fourth interaction with such people, especially these single mothers that think this way, that, let's just say you're at a restaurant, the third or fourth interaction, you happen to meet them, they're already with their child, which you didn't see before, but all of a sudden now they want to start bringing their child in your face, right? So you go to pay for some food, you're supposed to be paying for yourself, and they're supposed to be paying for themselves, unless you've agreed previously that you're going to meet to go to a movie or restaurant. And then the person that's inviting is usually supposed to be the person that's paying. But also, I believe if you're grown, you're supposed to be going Dutch, unless that person that's inviting exclusively said that they would pay full cost for both. But when you meet up somewhere and they just happen to have their child, and say it's at a restaurant or whatever, and they go to pay, you pay, they pay, they won't say nothing to you. But it's like, they be expecting that in order for you to prove that, I guess, you're some type of real man, that you're supposed to pay for not only your food, you're supposed to pay for their food, and you're supposed to pay for their daughter's food. So if they go to pull out their wallet or their purse, you're supposed to say, no, I got it. And even though you've only ever met them this third or fourth time, and you've only known them for a couple of weeks to a month, this is what you're supposed to do if you're a real man, right? And it's like, they don't say it either. And I come to find out the little games that some of them play, they still do this too. What y'all, I know a lot of y'all still get this. That if you don't offer to pay and stop them from paying for their own food and their own child's food that you have nothing to do with, if you go ahead and let them pay and don't interrupt them, you'll be sitting down there and they'll be talkative, but not, it'd be a little bit different. They're not as talkative as they used to be. And the next thing you know, that after you go home and they go home, that all of a sudden they don't really want to talk too much, and then probably they'll bring up some old frivolous reason as to why, you know they'd rather just not talk to you anymore because you made a joke that was inappropriate, or you played too much. They won't tell you the real reason why they don't want to talk to you anymore, because when you was at that restaurant with them and they just happened to bring their child in your face, which they're not supposed to be doing because it's not yours, that's actually bad manners, to be honest. The reason why they don't want to talk no more is because when you were there, you were supposed to pay for your food. You were supposed to stop them from pulling out their wallet and offer to pay for them and their bastard child. Because, like, basically, if the father's not around, and I find that just like Adigan Forrest said, Ibmore, shout out to him, that is common, that, a lot of times the first baby father doesn't work out for whatever reason or another. And a lot of times, a lot of these single mothers that don't want to be with the first baby father, which is really common, that they want to put the blame on him, And you have to ask them, well, on a grand scale, if all of your first baby fathers, for every single one of you that claim that men ain't shit, that these men ain't shit, that says a lot about your judgment of character and your character as a person too. Because you mean to tell me that not only was this man not shit, and you never seen that he wasn't shit and wasn't going to be around, and didn't have any qualities that would match someone that you would want to have a relationship with, much less have a child. You didn't notice any of these red flags, and he's a bum, but yet you let him knock you up, and then now he's not around. Regardless if they left him or he left them, is now a next man come along, and this man ain't even got the drawers yet. He ain't even got to see the drawers come off, and yet he's supposed to pay for you, your bastard child, and then he's not supposed to, like, he's supposed to pay for this child's meal to prove he's a good man, and then all of a sudden he's supposed to pay for more things later on, like probably buy toys and shit. Meanwhile, this man is not allowed to have a say so over this bastard because it's not his child, right? But meanwhile, the father's not. You keep the father out, or the father doesn't want to be bothered, so he don't have a say so. So that leaves it to you. So it's just a single mother with no father to have a say so, or no father figure, but the man is supposed to be paying. And it's just like Adigan said, no provision or protection without control. It's just as simple as that. And I've had these things happen to me a couple of times that I swear to God, even if they don't come out and tell you they got a child, sometimes you be, sitting up there talking to some of them, and it could be a couple of weeks or a couple of months. You may have come to their house once or twice, maybe not. You may have even slept with them once or twice, maybe not. And you never see this child. And then, but you can tell by their mannerisms that they're most likely a single mother and they do have a child at home. You just don't see them for some reason, or they're like away, maybe at a babysitter. But then eventually here it comes, and you're supposed to pay because a real man is supposed to pay for bastard children that he never had. And I don't understand this. And I know some of you guys can vouch for this. I know some of you women, that are hearing this can vouch for this too, where you've had some people come and say, some guys and some women have came and said that a real man would step up and take care of somebody's kids. What kind of fucking shit is that? What kind of thinking is that? A real man would do what? No, 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 no. It's just like, no. A real man would know to not be bothered with that and just be like, oh, you got kids, and you want me to pay for them? Otherwise, I'm not a real man. And then then he just step. That's what a real man would do, would leave that situation alone. Um, and the thing is, it reminds me of how you haven't people do this in real life too, not just movies. Is that you'll have a woman sitting at a bar, and if a guy want to even talk to them, and the thing about the bars and the clubs, that's a whole fucking scam as far as women getting in free or getting free drinks before or after a certain time, and the guys having to pay. So they're paying for their tickets or drinks, and the women don't have to, which means the guys is really paying a higher cover charge in order to pay for the women's free admission. That's a whole scam. That's a whole other story. It's why I don't go to clubs or bars. I never did. Okay, because I know it's a scam. And the guys leave there with no fucking numbers or fake numbers, or women's that's gonna ghost them anyway a lot of times. But you got women that sit at the bar, and they'll sit up there waiting for some guys to try to hit on them. And as soon as the guy want to talk to them, oh, you want to be a gentleman and buy me a drink? No, it's like, do you want to be a lady and act like you have some fucking home raising? Then they'll expect a total stranger that you haven't fucked, haven't sucked, or haven't went out with, and don't even know from a hole in the wall, to expect this stranger to pay for your drink, like you a little child. You take a child out to eat. You take a child out to buy them some drinks or some fast food or something like shakes or something. You don't. A grown person is not supposed to be talking about, you want to be a gentleman and buy me something. You don't know me from a fucking hole in the wall. When the guy leave, he ain't gonna have nothing. He ain't gonna be having no. He ain't gonna get no pussy. Let's just be honest with it. Women don't respect guys that sit up there and simp and all that. The only thing that they do a lot of the time is use them to get money out of them. And it's like, in a case like that, a woman might throw the guy out of the drawers one time, but as soon, if you don't never break out your wallet, but a woman is truly interested in you as a man, and you don't never break out your wallet, they might throw to you the drawers. Well, they might give you some head or whatever. But as soon as you pull out your wallet trying to be nice, especially if you find out they got a child later on after you done already slept with them, and then you call yourself trying to pull out your wallet to be a gentleman to pay for something for their kids while y'all at the store, it's gonna be using you for money from then on, and you ain't never gonna get no ass from then on. Now, don't don't let some of these women, you guys, don't let some of them make you think that if they ain't never gave you no drawers and you sitting there taking them out, that they trying to be celibate until they find the right man and get them in marriage or in a serious relationship because they don't want to be used. Meanwhile, it blows my mind. It blows my mind single mothers that already have a child and they above 30 and they call themselves being celibate and trying to all be on some all new shit on your watch. Why didn't they be on all new shit on the other on the man watch that knocked them up? They're gonna wait until they got knocked up, and then now they here you come along, and now they want to be on some brand new them on your watch. Oh, I'm being celibate. I'm not giving up to each other, and then I don't want any man in front of my child. Meanwhile, they didn't have mad niggas in front of their child. Now all of a sudden, you realize that's not working for you. You done fucked up. So now you want oh I don't want just any man in front of my child, so you can't come to my house when my child is there. I'm not giving it up to any man, but you giving it up to that fucking vibrator every night. That vibrator get to tear it up every way from Sunday. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like that your best friend that's in the panty drawer or in the top shelf in your closet or under your mattress gets to tear it up. Meanwhile, that man don't get shit but to spend his money. And I don't understand this. Just like I'm used to meet a couple that it's like and that's not saying all women. It's not saying all women. I think I made that clear. But you have a lot of them, especially the single mothers that think that they're gonna make a brand new you on their watch, guys. They do this, and I love the kinds that they had already been ran through by the baby daddy or two. They don't have the baby daddy around. They low budget and all of that. They trying to get you to spend money on them, but yet they think they're smart enough to try to take advantage of you while not giving you none. Meanwhile, they go to a hole in the wall community college that's overcharging them for their books. And they think just because they're going to a college that they're making a whole new them on your watch and are smarter than you going to a community college for an associate degree. I've had, oh God, man. Like, and then like they'll come and make these old slick ass statements about guys. Why the reason why they can't seem to keep a man around or any man that really wants to step up and take care of them and their kids is because niggas ain't shit. And some of them they think like that, and it seems like this is very common with single mothers that they're more likely. Some of these single mothers are way more likely to become lesbian than the ones that don't have kids. And when you have kids, you're supposed to watch your behavior and who you bring in front of them, right? Ain't no man, you ain't bringing this and that strange man in front of your kids, but you don't mind bringing another woman and kissing all on her in front of your children, right? That gets a pass. And what some of them don't realize, and I'm putting it out here in case there's somebody listening that don't understand, there's a woman that don't get it. Y'all be thinking sometimes that if y'all been taken advantage of by your baby father or a couple of guys that then use you and threw you away like a dirty pair of sneakers, if they done that, you be thinking that the grass is green on the other side. And you go along with this trend, whereas you want to go be with another woman. And I can tell you, if you think that some guys have done you dirty, you wait till you go to the other side. Especially if you still want to be a femme and you want to get a stud, talking about you don't like guys, but yet what do y'all use in the bedroom that has a shape it has a phallic shape, and you want somebody to have mannerisms like a man, but you don't like men. Okay, that's a whole nother can of worms. I ain't gonna touch that right now. But y'all that go for the women's like that because it don't work out with guys, and you say you done with men, you don't get that a lot of these studs. I'm a guy I can come out and say I know what I'm talking about. A lot of these studs out here got more. A lot of these female stud lesbians got more game than some of us guys, and they be running through y'all. They love them some single mothers. I know this, and there's one example where somebody I used to go to school with that I would have never thought would turn out like that became a stud, and they were bragging on their Facebook about how they were running through these single moms. You know why they do that to y'all? Because they know that you vulnerable and that you hurt by some of these guys. You feel in some type of way, so you put all your trust in them, and they run right through you. They be. I don't know what they be running through y'all with. I don't know what they be using, but like let's just we're not gonna get too technical, but they be getting down with other broads and be seeing you too. And then this is why the domestic violence statistics for woman on woman relationships are much higher than women and man relationships. Because we all know that a lot of these relationships, the women be thinking they could put their hands on somebody. They think they got carte blanche. And see, they get with the women's and try to do that, and that don't work out because it's two women that both think they can do that. That ain't working out. And there's a lot of jealousy going on. I know this because I've been in situations where, and it don't be the stud. You would think it was the stud, the manly acting one that would be jealous of somebody trying to holler at his woman. No, 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 no. It's the femmes that be getting jealous of the studs, thinking that they can't trust them, which sometimes they can't. But they also get mad when they see guys talking to their studs too, even though they're studded out and masculine. They get jealous when the femmes get jealous when they see guys talking to them. That's happened to me plenty of times. You know what kind of drama that creates? That's why your domestic violence is higher in these relationships. I mean, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. So, any of y'all be thinking the grass is green on the other side, you are in for a rude awakening. Trust me. Trust me on that. I know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, I know this video was like a mixture of things. I just wanted to talk on my previous experiences. And if anybody wasn't aware of what I'm saying, now you know. And if anybody has experiences with some of the stuff I'm talking about, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Oh, and closing out, I guess somebody thought that I wasn't serious when I said, watch how you talk to me in these comments across YouTube. I meant what I said. Okay? So, yeah. All right. Talk to y'all later.